generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet! Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I wanted to do kind of like an overview of some of the Chapter 3 Into the Inklands stuff that we got for Disney Lorcana today. For those of you that don't know, the local game stores got access to this product last week, and so I ordered it on eBay. I didn't really understand that this release of the stuff is basically going to be flooded and, you know, readily available. So I went ahead and got on eBay, but as it came closer to the day for local game stores, most of them had it. So I feel like we're finally getting to that point where we won't have to worry so much about limited product. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff that we got. I want to point out some new stuff that's going on with this chapter so that all of you can see what's out there. So first things first, some of the accessories. I did get both starter decks, and I got the deck boxes and the sleeves to go along with them. I'm very happy that the deck boxes themselves, obviously they were going to match the cases, but in the decks themselves there is this Scrooge McDuck card, and there is this Robin Hood card in this deck. So we got the deck boxes, we got the decks that are available. We can go ahead and take a look at the different cards that are in each of the decks. So we do have one deck where we have that is green and yellow. So we can go ahead and put that up here on the screen and take a look at all the different ones. We have, for our foils, we have Peter Pan and Pongo. And then those are kind of like your promos. You see them on the front of the box, and then you get to be guaranteed, you know, those foils. We also see on the side of the box everything that's in there, but we're looking at the cards here as well. We do get some location cards. We get DeVille Manor. We get 3 of those. We get Strike a Good Match. We get 2 of those. Improvise. We get 3 of those. Notice Improvise is actually from set 2, so we do get some cards from previous sets in this set. They're in these starter decks as well. We get Hypnotize, we get 2 of those. We get Wildcat, 2 of those. Star Key, we get 1 of those. We do get the Robin Hood card that is on the deck box. 1 of those. We get Kit Cloud Kicker, Tough Guy, we get 2 of those. We get 2 Jetsams, 2 Jaspers, 2 Horaces, a pair of Flotsams, Helga Sinclair, we got 1 of those. 2 Don Carnages, we get 3 Cubbies. Those are all the green ones. And then for the yellow cards, we get a pair of Neverlands, we get 3 Wendy Darlings, we get 2 Tinkerbells, 3 Raleighs, 2 Plutos of Friendly Pooch, and then we also get 1 Pluto of Determined Defender. We get 3 Patches, 2 Nannies, 1 Lucky, 3 Kitas, and then we get Dalmatian Puppies. We get 1 of each. So these cards, the Dalmatian cards that are kind of like the quote-unquote generic Dalmatian cards, they get 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, and 4E on their cards. So we're starting to get like variations of cards within themselves, which is kind of interesting, I would say, for an addition to the game. Right now, really the only alternative artwork that we have are the Enchanted, so it's kind of a cool little tidbit to get there. Okay, so that's it for that deck. For the deck with Scrooge McDuck in there, our two promo cards are Scrooge McDuck and Moana. So those are the two guaranteed foils you're going to get in every deck. And then we got two of the Matuni locations. We get two Vault Doors, two Scrooge McDuck Uncle Moneybag cards. We get two Maid Marians, three Louis, one Huey, one Gyro Gear Loose. Grammatalia, we get three of those. We get three Flounders from the past. We get two Flintheart Glom Golds. We get two Duke Weaseltons, two Deweys, two Cogsworth from the past. Those are all the blue cards. The red cards, we get three Agrabahs. We get two Cimmerian Talisman, one Maui's Fishhook. We get two Voyage, two Dragonfire, three Webby Vanderquack, one Simba, three Moanas, two Minnie Mouses, three of the Maui. This one's a hard one for me. Three of the Kakamoras, three Hi-Hi's, and three Della Ducks. So those are all the cards from the second starter deck that is available. We have not tried out either one of these, I would say, we haven't tried out either one of these, but I would say that just from first glance, I think I kind of like the Scrooge McDuck one a little bit better, but I do see a lot of cool cards in the other one as well. Don't forget, with each of those decks, you do get a booster pack, which was very exciting for us, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But there's some other things I want to point out. First, we do get the rule book with the starter decks, and this one's a little bit different. In the previous starter decks, it was kind of like a fold out that you would get, and you would see all the rules. This one is an actual booklet, so that's kind of nice. We also get the added rules in there as well, which is super cool. We get the yellow playmat. We get the damage counters as well, the lore tracker. One thing that I thought was very interesting from the starter decks is that Disney has been trying to be, proactive with the environment stuff, and they've been having like the white waxy paper in the previous decks. They had full-on plastic, so what are we doing here, Disney? Are you trying to be good for the environment or not? Pick one. But when you're opening up booster packs, in the past they had like a advertisement and then an art piece on the back, and if you collected all the art pieces, you'd make a picture. This set doesn't have that. That's kind of weird. Instead, there's these two cards. At least we opened up a booster box and the packs from our starter decks, and this is all we got. Was a whole bunch of these two cards. There's a 1A, 1B card and a 2A, 2B card. The 1A, 1B is talking about how locations work within the game, front and back. And then the second card is talking about a new thing about moving damage. And essentially what this moving damage thing is there's cards that allow you to take damage counters from a character and put it on a different one. And they're trying to clarify essentially, hey, this doesn't count as doing damage, it just is moving damage. So we do get some rule update reminders in the booster packs themselves. So we opened up a good chunk of packs, and I definitely have some favorites. So I wanted to share with all of you some of those favorites that I have, and then also the really cool stuff that we got. So before we started open up packs, Sarah and I had two enchanted cards already. We had the Elsa card, and I forget her name, Namari. So we had Elsa and Namari before today, and we're hoping to get these graded sometime very soon. And so when I was talking to the guy on the phone about grading cards, he was saying, if you bring in 4, it's this price. And I was like, well, I'm kind of hoping I bring in 4 to get that price. So that means I would need to get 2 today. Well, the first pack that I opened from the booster box had this guy in there, the Sorcerer's Hat. Really cool. I was super excited to see that card. it's super rare to get an enchanted card, and I was delighted to get that. And then the last packs that we opened were the packs from the starter decks, and Sarah took one and I took one. And the one that I opened had this Robin Hood enchanted card in there. So I'm super excited that we actually did get to pull 2 enchanted cards along with those other 2. These are going to get graded, so very, very much looking forward to those. I want all the enchanted cards that we are able to get to be graded. Okay, so I said there was a handful of cards that were some of my favorites. So let's go ahead and talk about some of those. So looking at some of the cards that we got, and I'll put pictures of them up here on the screen too, is I'm going to pick one from every set in here that is my favorite of the group that we got. So my favorite from the yellow is Chernabog. I was really hoping to get the Chernabog enchanted card because that was the coolest looking one, but we got the next best thing with getting his card for the regular set. So for the yellows, I am very excited to have gotten Chernabog. My favorite from the purple was Maleficent, Mistress of All Evil. This is a legendary card, and the effects on there is whenever this character quests, you may draw a card. Interesting. And there is 2 quests on there, so it does do very well. But then there's another thing where it says, during your turn, whenever you draw a card, you may move 1 damage counter from chosen character to chosen opposing character. So not only when you're drawing a card for your ability, during my turn when I draw cards, then I get to move damage from my characters to other characters. And one thing I'm noticing is there's a lot of cards within this new chapter that give you the ability to draw cards. That's definitely one of my top things that I wanted them to improve off of set 1 and set 2 was getting more cards in my hand, because I kind of felt once we got to a certain point with everything that basically me and my opponent were just dealing with whoever gets the better draw of 1 card, because that's all we had. So I'm glad that they were able to fix that issue, so potentially with some of these new cards. For the greens, my favorite was Milo Thatch, King of Atlantis. 3 lore for the questing. It costs 7, 4 attack, and 4 health. But his ability is when this character is banished, return all opposing characters to their player's hands. So if he's taken out, all the opposing players have to return their characters to their hands. That is insanely powerful. So that was my favorite from the green section. From the reds, one of them I thought was interesting, it's not over powerful, but still cool, is the Simba card. The Simba card only costs 2 ink to play. It's only got 1 attack and 1 health, but it's got 3 lore for questing. So if you need a quick amount of lore, or a quick quest to get a decent amount of lore, that's definitely an option there. Is using that Simba card, and that Simba card I think comes in one of the starter decks. So good card there. From the blue cards, we didn't really get a whole lot of the blue cards, but I will say, just because I really like the artwork, was the new Genie card. He looks like he's super squished up into the lamp or something like that. So Genie is definitely my favorite one that we've gotten so far from the blue. And then let's see, from the gray is this new Mickey Mouse card, and it is Mickey Mouse Trumpeter. And what this card is it costs 4. There's no attack, only 1 health, so it can easily be taken out. But if you exhaust him and pay 2 ink, you can play any character you want from your hand. So if you have a character that costs 8 or 10 to be able to play or something like that, you could play them for the cost of 2 if he is out. So a very interesting card. I don't know how long he'd really last in a match, but if you have a bodyguard out or something like that where they can protect him, he is definitely a way to get out some of those big guys fast. So that's my favorite one from the gray section. Alright everybody, that about wraps up for us today. Again, we looked at the new stuff from Disney Lorcana Chapter 3 Into the Inklands. We love collecting these cards. We love sharing with all of you what we got, what we noticed, some of our favorite cards that we get. And we're just, hoping to have some more luck moving forward and getting some good stuff. And we also like to play amongst ourselves and with our friends. Our friends are into Lorcana as well, which is a very, very nice thing to have, just so we don't have to travel around for like tournaments and stuff. But yeah, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to know more about Lorcana, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way you are notified when more of these videos drop. Drops a like if you liked the video and drops a comment letting us know what your favorite card is so far from Chapter 3 of Lorcana Into the Inklands. And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.